everybody, this is the Sliders Review. I'm here today to talk about Black History Month. The month that is a celebration of my people, because I am a black man and everything. And it's about all our accomplishments, all the oppression that we have gone through over like centuries of living in like America and stuff like that. And even till this day, we are still being oppressed. And so I'm here today to talk to you about certain characters or TV shows or episodes that revolve around Black History Month that I personally enjoy. So I'm here today to talk to you about Power Rangers Turbo, a curveball. So Power Rangers Turbo originally was like my least favorite, hated all-time Power Rangers series. That was until they created the Neo Saban area with the whole Nickelodeon Power Ranger series, and well, I appreciate this series a whole lot more now. And so this episode is a TJ focused episode. Now TJ is extremely popular and famous in Power Ranger history for one reason and one reason only. He was the very first black person to be a Red Ranger, to be the leader of the team. This is something we've never had before because in the past, the Red Ranger, the leader is normally red and like it was always played by a person who was white. However, Tommy, I think, is half Native American in real life. So it wasn't always a white person. And Rocky is Hispanic, but he was never the leader. And so, yeah. And that's what the alien dude, I don't know what that actor's race is. I don't want to know what he looks like, to tell you the truth, underneath that like mask thing. But yeah, TJ was very, very, very special for this reason and stuff. And so I remember when I saw that, I'm just like, holy crap, like the black dude's the leader. However, it would not last that long because see, Turbo was split in half. The original older cast had, one of them left, and as a result of that, the rest got fired. All except for Justin, who was the young dude. And so then they brought in a new cast of young people so they can do like the teenage hijinks and stuff like that. And that's when TJ and his group come in. But then towards the end of Turbo in the last episode, the command chamber got blown up. They lost their powers. It was revealed that Zordon had been captured, all their mentors were gone, and all they were stuck left was the hip hop alpha. This alpha 6 was the yo 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 every time he talked. I hated that alpha so much. And he had like a Brooklyn, New York type accent. But then, so after that, they figured, okay, their power's gone, evil's still around, but evil left the Earth, but they still have to go into space and look for a dude they've never met before, Zordon. Whatever her name was, Demetria, that's it. Like, she had already left. That was their mentor. But she's not even in this episode, ironically. And so then they went into space, and then in Power Rangers in space, it was revealed that there was already an established Red Ranger. So he got demoted to Blue Ranger and became second in command. However, in the Sentai footage, Blue is not second in command, Black was. But he was not allowed to be the Black Ranger because of the whole controversy in the first season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, when they had the black guy as the Black Ranger, the Asian girl as the Yellow Ranger, and that was pretty much it. And stuff, and that really upset like a lot of people. And so because of that, he got demoted, which, story wise, that does make sense. Him and his group of Rangers, the former Turbo Rangers, know nothing about space. And so since there was already an established Red Ranger and stuff who knows a lot about space, it makes sense on a writing perspective. However, they could have still wrote it to where he was the Red Ranger and that none of them knew nothing about space, and they could have just like navigated all by themselves, similar to that of Lost Galaxy. In Lost Galaxy, Leo, he was the Red Ranger. He knew nothing about space. He knew nothing about being in kind of like this like Star Trek type Federation type thing that him and the three the other Rangers were in, and they pretty much navigated the entire season not knowing a thing, even though they had Alpha, and Alpha didn't explain much of anything. So they could have done that, but they didn't want to do that route. But hey, whatever. It is what it is, I guess. But he'll still go down in Ranger history as being the very first Black Red Ranger. And it would take about 5 years all the way into the Disney era when they bought the company just for them to have another Black Red Ranger. However, the problem with that one was with Ninja Storm, a lot of people didn't even know that dude was black. In fact, I didn't find out until 5 years ago when I was talking to this one New Zealand actress. Because it's hard to tell tell who are black over there because there's so many different races and they intermix with each other, and it's hard to determine. Plus, his hair threw me off big time because his hair was completely different because I think he was mixed with something else, and that's why it was kind of hard to figure out because a lot of the black people over there are mixed with other stuff like Maori or someone's like Pacific Islander and stuff like that. So it was really hard for me to tell, and like I said before, I didn't find out till 5 years, and sadly he is no longer with us because he committed suicide. But back to this TJ episode, because I'm talking for 5 minutes, I ain't talking about the episode. Curveball. So TJ, him and Carlos, they're playing on a baseball team. Not for the school, just probably for fun with a couple of their friends and stuff. Well, the one pitcher dude, he's kind of like the butthead and stuff. And so TJ is supposed to be like the best one of the team. He gives everybody advice. And like one of his one teammate said he makes up half the team, so he's that good. And so this one guy comes in on a bike, and that's like the secret weapon of the other team. He strikes out TJ. This has never happened before. Everybody's in shock and awe, and when the game is over with, he's just in dismay. But him and Carlos get called to duty because there's a monster attack. The other Rangers are already morphed. They're trying to get like Storm Cruiser or whatever his name is. The sentient Jeep of the Blue Ranger. What's his name? Crap. The annoying dude, Justin. Him. Ooh, I hated Justin and stuff when I used to watch this show. They wrote him so annoyingly that it was hard to like him. And he had so many focused episodes because he was a new guy in the first half of Turbo that he just became so annoying. And what made him even worse is that he was like this young, smart kid, a kid in high school. And he would morph as a kid, but then when he would morph, he would turn into like adult size. That never made no sense. But then when he takes his helmet off, he's regular size again. If only they didn't write him so annoyingly, like fans would have liked him. They only brought him in because it was popular with kids and all that. But Turbo is one of the worst seasons ever. It was way too comedic. It felt like a sitcom. It got rid of the original ones and brought in some new people. But then we ended up liking the new people. And then there was Justin. And so because of all that, it kind of just ruined the season to where In Space was going to be the last one until In Space proved to be awesome and everything. And so like they stopped the Piranhatrons and they saved like the day, but then TJ is still upset about the whole not being able to hit that curveball. And so like after that, they play like another game of baseball. And once again, TJ is like struck out. And so now the baseball pitcher dude, he's starting to be like really cocky and really snooty and rude to TJ and just like making fun of him and stuff. This angers TJ so much that when he goes to talk to his friends at school, he just is so obsessed he wants to learn that curveball. Now, ironically, the other Rangers barely show up in this episode. They show up as a cameo doing our homework. And so, like, and of course, Demetria doesn't show up at all in this episode. Alpha is only heard but never seen. And so and they never go to the command chamber. So it's one of those weird type episodes. And so after being like, struck out again, him and Carlos, they go to like the batting cage to like, so TJ wants to learn it. But then that dude can see that TJ has is like practicing. So when TJ like ended up leaving, he is riding his bike and the other dude's riding his bike, and so he decides he's gonna challenge TJ to like a race. But TJ doesn't want to do it. TJ's just like so annoyed, and plus he doesn't have nothing to prove to that guy by racing that guy. But the guy is so cocky, he races anyway, and he goes over the ledge off the road and stuff. So he's going off the like mountainside. TJ, being the ever like brave person that he is, he goes and he saves that dude to his impending doom. And so he pulls him up, right? That's the thing about TJ you have to like. The dude is so heroic and courageous that rather in or out the suit, he will try to save somebody, which is how he became a Power Ranger. Tommy, the original Red Turbo Ranger, he was in trouble along with Kat. And him and Cassie, not knowing, what like Power Rangers kind of were at that time and stuff like that, they went and they saved Tommy. And that what caused Tommy to choose TJ when he went to go pass the torch and everything. And so because of this nice kind act, it's funny because after TJ saved him, he just got back on his bike and left. He didn't even see the dude was okay or nothing. And the dude's all like, thanks. But he's all like, man, you don't owe me no thanks and stuff like that. Because this is what TJ does on a regular basis, you know what I'm saying? So this causes the picture to be like nicer now. And so like when he sees TJ practicing along with Carlos, he decides he's going to teach him the curveball. However, before all this happened, Divitas decides to send down a monster to, and this is kind of like a baseball themed monster. And so he's throwing these like explosive baseball at the Rangers, but none of them are able to hit him with their swords. TJ's able to hit one, but after that, he is getting struck out now by the monster, which is causing his ego to like take a bruising and everything. Oh Lord, Divitas. Divitas was just like so comedic in this season. Actually, the second half she was. Okay, so this is what you have to understand about Divitas. Hillary Shepard, who was the first, was in the movie, but she became pregnant, and then so she had to leave during the first half of like Turbo. So then Carol Holt was brought in, but she was more like mean and rude. I like that. And then so when Hillary came back, she brought in the comedy a whole lot more. And she started acting like Lucille Ball. Now, I love myself some Hillary, but she kind of overdid it with the comedy, which was already a comedic season. I mean, the first half, Bulk and Skull were monkeys, like chimps and everything. Then after that, they became invisible. Then after that, well, actually, Bulk and Skull is in this episode. They getting odd jobs now. They're no longer cops. They're no longer PIs. Now they're just like doing odd jobs. And they have to put like the chalk down on the baseball field for like the lines and stuff. That's all they do. They're only there for like 10 seconds. My bad. I had somebody at the door and I forgot my train of thought. So I think I'm at the part where the monster got the best of the Rangers, and TJ's back at the batting cage with Carlos, and then the pitcher dude decides he's going to show TJ how to hit that curveball. And so as this is going on, the communicator goes off and Carlos can hear it, but TJ can't. So Carlos morphs, and then he joins the other Rangers to fight the monster. Sometime later, TJ finally hears the communicator. He leaves, he morphs, and he is ready. He is ready now for like this monster. And he shows up with a red baseball bat for some reason, which is something he's never had. And of course, this is the Sentai footage. So, so he's ready to like take on this monster. And the monster like rises up, he pitches. And then so with his like turbo powers, he spins completely out of control and he knocks the crap out of that ball. So this causes Divitas to like, make the monster grow, which now her fortress is in space instead of underwater. So they call on the Turbo Megazord, And, they do what they always do in the Megazord, and they defeat the monster. So now it's time for TJ to start playing baseball again with Carlos. And so he now knows how to hit that curveball. Everybody's excited. Everybody's in awe. Now the next player comes up. Now the pitcher dude told TJ, don't you ever show nobody how to do this. And so he kept his word, and he did not teach the other player who has doubts and everything. So at least he kept his word. But then right before the dude's about to pitch, he decides he's going to teach his special curveball to the other players. Ironically, this does not make his team pissed at him. I would have been pissed, but hey, whatever. So it ends down on a good note. It was, I gotta say, when the new team took over in Turbo, I thought the first episode would have been like a TJ Center episode, but it wasn't. It was an Ashley episode. And it actually took a good while for TJ to have an episode. He had that one Spirit episode from that little kid, and then he had, of course, this one. But all in all, he was like a great leader. He didn't know, just like all the other Rangers, they didn't know what to expect when taking on these powers, but they did what they had to do when, it's like crunch time. And so when the Earth is in danger, like they just put their lives on the line like all the time, like a good hero does. And that's what's so great about Power Rangers is that they're ordinary people just like us, but then it's like when push comes to shove, they do what it takes to like make sure everybody's okay. And that's something he did as a great leader. After he defeated like the monsters in the end of the series, he knew Zordon, somebody he's never met, was in danger. And with their powers gone and all their equipment gone, he decided to take his team into space and rescue Zordon with no powers. They left their friends and their family behind. So he had to do the right thing when the world or the universe needed him. Happy Black History Month, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Bye.